You don't need to accept anything men tell you. Be radical and classical. You, everything they tell you, you start crying.
Everything.
How radical is your faith? How brutal is your faith? How ferocious is your faith? Radical faith. That's a faith you have in God, that even if the mountains move, if things are shaken, when my Redeemer liveth. Ladies and gentlemen, what is a radical faith? Is a faith of Job. He lost his children in one day. He lost his business in one day. Job, who was the richest man in the east, became the most poorest of the poorest man in the east. It was not satisfying. Job was afflicted with sickness from his head down to his feet. There were sore all over his body. And not just sore, but Job was thinking, and the Bible says he will sit down and carry pot shell and begin to scratch himself. And the Bible said the wife looked at Job. She shook her head and said, why don't you curse God and die? And the Job looked at the woman and said, why did you speak, or are you speaking like one of the foolish women? And he said, even though he slay me, I will trust him. Radical faith. He said, if a man die, can he live again? She said no. Then all the days of my appointed time, I will wait until my change come. Radical faith does not accept the present situation. Radical faith does not believe that this is where I will end. Radical faith is your faith that will not accept poverty as a means of lifestyle. Radical faith is a faith that you will not accept failure as your lifestyle. Accepting failure is not radical faith.